This is unacceptable. Absolutely, utterly unacceptable. The shriek cut through the low thrum of the multiplex lobby, silencing the teenagers clustered near the Fast and Furious 38 poster. Alara, the shift supervisor, exhaled a long, silent plume of exasperation. Not a sigh, but a slow, calculated release of air, as she turned to face the source of the noise. A woman in an oversized neon-pink sun visor and capri pants, clutching a nearly full tub of popcorn like a sacred, yet deeply offending, relic. Oh, great, Alara thought, running a hand through her slicked-back ponytail. HOA Karen, and she's running at maximum volume. What could possibly be so wrong with a $15 bucket of movie snack? The woman Brenda, according to the loyalty card she'd aggressively slapped onto the counter moments later, leaned in, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial, yet still booming, stage whisper. This popcorn is stale. It tastes like cardboard soaked in regret. I demand a full refund immediately. Alara noticed the tub was half-eaten, the bottom layered with suspiciously sticky, melted butter, suggesting Brenda hadn't just taken one timid bite. I understand your frustration, ma'am, Alara began, her voice smooth and practiced. But our poppers run continuously, and this batch was made less than 20 minutes ago. Our policy states we can offer a fresh replacement, but not a refund unless there's a verified issue with the machine. Alara pointed to the policy placard clearly visible beside the register. Didn't she read it? A fresh replacement? Brenda scoffed, the sound vibrating the small plastic display case of gummy worms. Are you even listening to me? I don't want to risk another bite of your cinema's dust balls. I want my money back. I spent $23.50. $23.50. On this grease-soaked disappointment, and you expect me to settle for another batch of your inferior product? I'm not some low-rent moviegoer, dear. I deserve better treatment than this. The use of dear was a razor blade disguised as politeness, dripping with condescension. Alara felt a familiar, cold spike of anger, but kept her expression perfectly neutral. She was paid to be the fortress of customer service. Ma'am, with all due respect, I am happy to get you a new, hot, and extra buttery serving, Alara repeated, emphasizing the word extra. She glanced quickly at the security camera, feeling the invisible weight of its gaze. This was a powder keg, ready to blow. That's the best I can do. Brenda's face contorted, morphing from indignant entitlement into pure, theatrical rage. She straightened her spine, took a massive, shuddering gasp that sounded like a vacuum cleaner sucking up sand, and did the unthinkable. Fine. If I can't have my money back, no one is enjoying this filth. With a dramatic, sweeping motion worthy of a Broadway villain, Brenda lifted the giant popcorn tub high above her head and, with a guttural, furious cry, "Taste my disappointment!" she inverted it, shaking it vigorously. The lobby exploded in a shower of kernels, sticky half-popped pieces, and melted, artificially yellow butter. It was a sensory assault. The sound was a loud, chaotic swoosh thud followed by a sickening, wet splat as the buttery residue hit the pristine marble floor. The smell, oh, the smell! The overwhelming, synthetic aroma of movie theater butter, now mixed with the stale perfume of the woman, instantly clinging to the air like a heavy, disgusting blanket. People gasped. A small child started crying. Did she really just do that? Alara couldn't believe her eyes. This wasn't just a tantrum. It was an act of pure, petty vandalism. Before Alara could even reach for the emergency button, a deep, measured voice cut through the shocked silence. Brenda Peterson. That is enough. Mr. Harrison, the cinema manager, a man whose quiet demeanor hid a core of steel, emerged from his office. His eyes narrowed, taking in the glistening, yellow wreckage. Brenda immediately switched tactics, pointing a trembling finger at Alara. Mr. Harrison. Finally, this child refused to give me a refund for stale popcorn. I demand she be fired. Mr. Harrison didn't even look at Alara. He just stared at the butter-slicked floor, then back at Brenda. Actually, Ms. Peterson, I think we have a different situation here. He stepped closer, planting his hands firmly on his hips. You purchased the product, you consumed a portion of it, and then you intentionally created a safety hazard and damaged the property by dumping the remnants onto the floor. That falls under Section C, subsection 4, willful damage and contamination. Do you know what that means, Brenda? Brenda sputtered, suddenly looking less like a titan of consumer rights and more like a soggy, aging poodle. What? It's just popcorn. I paid for it. You paid for the product, not the right to deface our premises, Mr. Harrison countered, his voice steady. Here's your choice. Option A, I call the local non-emergency police line, report this incident with the security footage, and you deal with a misdemeanor vandalism and public littering charge. Or option B, he gestured dramatically at the sticky, expanding pool of butter. You grab a mop, a bucket, and a squeegee, and you clean up every single solitary kernel, every drop of butter, and every last piece of sticky debris. You clean it until Ilara here says the floor is spotless. What'll it be? The air was thick with tension and the rancid smell of cheap oil. A hush fell over the lobby. The popcorn debris seemed to glitter malevolently under the fluorescent lights. Brenda's face went scarlet, then a sickly pale. She looked around frantically, searching for an ally, a loophole, any escape. This is harassment. I'll sue. I'll call corporate, she squeaked, the volume of her voice now pathetically diminished. Corporate will see the same security footage I did, Mr. Harrison replied, holding up his phone, as if already dialing. Choose, Brenda. The police or the mop? With a final, defeated huff. A pathetic, pathetic sound. Like a balloon slowly deflating, Brenda pointed a shaking finger at the disaster. The mop. Ilara watched, a tiny, satisfied smile playing on her lips, as Mr. Harrison personally handed Brenda a yellow safety vest and the heaviest, gummiest mop they owned. The sight of the demanding, entitled woman, slipping and sliding on the floor she had contaminated, her neon visor reflecting the horror of her own making, was a silent, perfect symphony of cosmic justice. It took her over 20 minutes to scrape up the sticky, foul mess, all while the line for the 7:30 show formed a respectful, amused semicircle around her. Every scrape of the squeegee was a repayment for her entitlement. When she was done, sweating and smelling intensely of stale butter and defeat, Mr. Harrison simply nodded. Good. Now, Brenda, I'm happy to refund you the $23.50, but I'm also banning you from this establishment for 90 days. Have a lovely evening, and next time you feel the need to make a scene, remember, respect is not a commodity you buy, it's a behavior you earn. He handed her a 20 and a 5, watching her stalk out the door and disappear into the night, leaving behind nothing but the faint, lingering scent of a lesson learned the hard way. Ilara let out the satisfied, deep breath she had been holding since the whole thing began. The floor was clean, and justice finally had popped.